What is this? Power to the people. A 2021 data breach at Twitch's finances revealed that Piker had been paid a bit more than 2.8 million since 2019, or roughly 1 million per year. It's Piker's God-given right to make as much money as he likes in America's free market economy, but it does seem more than a little hypocritical for a self-described socialist who constantly denounces the greed of the rich to be enjoying such a wildly lucrative income and luxurious lifestyle. Bro, voluntary donations. Yeah, I'm not a broke boy. Suck my dick. Okay, now you have to listen to me more, right? Isn't that how this works? It's so funny. They're just like, they're reheating like all of the LSF drama slowly but surely. We've moved on. We're going back in time. It's like now mainstream media is trying to do it. It didn't work when every fucking gamer on the planet lost their dang minds over it. It's not going to work when you guys are doing it either, dumbass. Yeah, what will I do? What will I do in this new vector of attack that I have never encountered before? This like totally ridiculous, totally cynical fucking way of attacking someone, to be like, hey, how dare you demand a more just, equitable redistribution of power and productive output in American society when you yourself are profoundly fortunate. It's like, yeah, I am. And I recognize that. And I don't think you need to win the lottery every goddamn day like I have to be able to live a normal life. How is that a crazy concept? They're pocket watching. Yeah, I know. It's so stupid. Particularly that drama around flying first class on a commercial flight, because first class is just how everyone used to fly comparatively. I mean, yeah, I'm doing all right financially, you know? It's just true. As I am very clear about it, I have a revenue system that entirely relies on voluntary subscriptions. You don't have to subscribe, but if you do to the Piker Broadcasting Service for $6 a month, or for free with a Twitch Prime, you can continue funding the stream, funding the show, and everything that I do. It doesn't really matter, you know? Keith Ellison, shout out. Wage theft is real and workers deserve every dollar that they earn. I created the first wage theft unit in the history of my office to make sure people get paid what they're owed, to hold bad actors accountable, and we've already brought back hundreds of thousands of dollars in Minnesota workers. Sheesh! Yeah, this one banged, dude. Look at that. 33 seconds, 2.2 million views, 62,000 likes. This one did numbers on this one put numbers on the board. When you mentioned that wage theft, you are not even going into surplus value. Yes. I mean, it's an extension of it, in my opinion. It's in line with the same concept. But yeah, you said you were going to do something with Sean Hannity. Yeah. Sean Hannity is dousing himself in baby oil, preparing. He's getting ready for it. Just be sure to not burp in the mic. You would insta-lose the debate. Trial run for an eventual Tucker Carlson showdown, but he has to face Fox News' 7 evil anchors first. That's funny. Hasan Piker confirms upcoming debate with Sean Hannity on Hang Out with Sean Hannity podcast. I had a funny tweet about this too, chatter. I don't know why you won't point to my funny tweet about it. I said, Sean Hannity is shaving his whole body for this. That was funny, right? Sean Hannity is burping his worm in anticipation. Oh my God. This one did crazy numbers too. Nice. Nice. Murder, legal murder. Nice. Imagine Sean Hannity asks this tweet up and asks you to explain it. I'm going to be like, yeah, you shaved your whole body for this. Don't lie. What's funny about it is when I see ordinary working class stiffs, everyday people who barely make ends meet, also defending the same systems by yelling at me and reiterating the fact that I have enjoyed tremendous fortune, right? Like this guy. Hasan Piker was literally a fat little rich kid with a pony. Now he makes a fortune selling Eat the Rich to Nepo commie kids, Lamau. I said, broke motherfuckers would rather kill themselves than hear anybody say a better future is possible. There he is. The chubby little prince steps forward to lead his sheep to a communist utopia. Good job, comrade. I have seen something very weird, sinister, and dare I say pedophilic about a lot of the Zionists here too. It happened to the Strokes guy, where they were like, oh, you dare criticize the perceived victimhood of American Zionists as they try to defend the atrocities in Gaza. Well, you were 13 years old when you went to an Epstein party. It's like, that's crazy, man. That's a crazy thing that you just decided to do. They're like doing this to me. They're like, oh, well, look at this photo when you were fucking 13, fatty. Okay. Yeah, dude. I'd never hid this. You know, I posted this. You didn't find this on your own, you fucking idiot. I posted this shit. Yeah, it is incredibly problematic of Julian Casablancas to have been hanging out with pedophiles as a young boy. That is such a crazy thing that San Francisco Chronicle just put out. And it's so obvious why they did that. And everyone understood exactly why San Francisco Chronicle chose to report on Julian Casablancas being at an Epstein party in 1991. Where he would be 13 fucking years old. Okay? 13 years old. He'd be a victim, not an accomplice. And it's unbelievable that they thought that this would be great. Like, this would be a real banger. I said, at this point, it's hilarious. Julian Casablancas dares to criticize America, Israel, and Zionists in the Western world. And now you got a major newspaper implying he's an Epstein affiliate. Well, he was a child in 1991, so at most, he's an Epstein victim. This is what we're doing? A resurfaced 1991 photo shows a young Julian Casablancas at a Trump-linked event, drawing attention as the Strokes frontman faces backlash over recent political remarks. Why was Julian Casablancas enabling a pedophile like this by being a 13-year-old boy in his vicinity? Have you thought about that? Feel like not enough people are pausing to appreciate just how truly deranged this is. Casablancas criticized Israel, then the San Francisco Chronicle rushed to publish an article about a 13-year-old Casablancas attending a Trump-linked event at 13 years old. Linked event. Bears repeating that the target of these deranged intimidation campaigns, whether Claudine Gay's plagiarism or Rama Dawaji's art freelancing, are not the subjects themselves as much as the generalized menace for others to just shut the fuck up and go about their business. A staple of the genre is always all smoke and no fire. Linked. Backlash. From who? Remove moral content of political remarks, guilt by association, then guilt by association, and if need be, by associating with people who associate with the associates. This is exactly what's been going on for the past month or so with me. They don't like what I'm saying, so they try to create some kind of tremendous controversy. But what they don't realize is that this kind of shit doesn't work, because I'm not a traditional media anchor. I'm not on a corporate sponsored mainstream media outlet where I could be fired, where advertisers could pull their dollars. I am entirely donor funded, okay? And not even donor, but like subscriber funded. So none of this shit works. Yes, donor funded. Donor. Yeah, this is a grassroots movement, and it's grassroots funded. They're trying to get you banned from platforms, I think. It's not. I don't want to be too I don't want to demonstrate too much hubris here, okay? They're trying to scare people away from even attempting to listen to you. Yeah, but for every person that's just like, yeah, this guy fucking sucks, I guess, who cares? There are going to be plenty of people who go, let me go check this guy out for myself. So it ends up, because the statements are not true, because the accusations are false, and because my enemies are unbelievably evil, right? Like openly fucking evil, like Mark Levin. Because so many of my chirpers are openly pro-Israel, sometimes even Israel first, so repulsive in other meaningful ways, that eventually, in a long enough timeline, people start recognizing that all the fucking shit talk is coming from places where it's, not exactly great people saying this shit. We have already experienced this in this community for years and years, with virtually every sex pest, pedophile, and ultra-Zionist on the internet coming after me with the exact same lines of attack that now Mark Levin is using. And at first, maybe a lot of the fucking slop consumers, the drama enjoyers, watched all of these supposedly apolitical centrist content creators and like VTubers that are lolicon enjoyers and things like that. Perhaps they watched that stuff and thought, yeah, no, this guy fucking sucks. This song guy probably sucks, right? But then every single one of those people slowly but surely revealed their hand, and they showed the world who they truly were. So at that point, you got to make a new calculation. Perhaps these guys were fucking bullshitting. Maybe there's some residual resentment from all the things that you've seen, all the discourse cycles that have taken place over and over again. But I always believe that eventually there's going to be a turning point, because it's just simply not true. It's just not true. If you think I'm like running around advocating to murder every fucking CEO or do as much theft as possible, it's just not true. You're not going to get that. If you come in here and you look for that, you're not going to find that. You're going to realize that perhaps I have many reasonable points. You might not immediately agree with it. It's an alternative way of viewing society, an alternative trajectory that we could have for a much better American future, a much better future around the globe for every single person, working class individuals all around the world. But even if we don't agree on the methods, at the end of the day, that is my goal. That is what I want. I want what's best for others. And I've never shied away from revealing my perspective.
He receives a payment or swipes his credit card or interacts with his accountant. He's mindlessly assuming that the rules about which he is so painfully glib would hold fast. If, as he insisted twice, it is acceptable to steal from Whole Foods, then there's no good reason that it is unacceptable to steal from Hasan Piker. And I would add, there's no good reason to do whatever you want with Hasan Piker. I don't urge it. I certainly don't recommend it.
I don't urge it, but you should do something about this guy. Okay, Mark, you fucking pussy. Literally out there being like, yeah, you should fucking deal with this guy. You should do something about this guy.
But that's what this comes down to if Piker wins the day. Why should our liberties apply to him when if he had his way, he would destroy them? I'll be right back.
What?
I like that he goes in the commercial break after issuing a not so subtle death threat against an American citizen. All right, man. All right, buddy. He gets more angry after. More angry than demanding someone do something about me, issuing a Republican fatwa. Doesn't this get you mad? No, dude, it doesn't. You want to know why it doesn't get me mad? Because I'm so fucking used to it. Maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe this is a very toxic version of politics that we should not have been used to at all. We should have never gotten used to it at all. Here's another actually article about you, and it's hilarious. Hasan Piker and Gia Tolentino, the leftists who think stealing is great. Actually, shoplifting is bad. They have no argument. They have no argument at all, which is why they have to do this, right? The argument is, yes, theft is bad. That's why we're talking about systemic looting that takes place that fucks over the working class on a daily basis. That's the whole point.